We're sitting down with DIY expert Julie Love and the Effortless Girl because Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And today we are going to share a craft that is not only going to save you a lot of money, but also is absolutely adorable. And it's going to make you the hit of, even if it's just a family dinner at home, you'll be the star. What do we got for him today?
Okay, Eric, so Valentine's Day is coming. This is more of a home decor kind of project. It makes a beautiful gift. So I'll go ahead and put it out there. But this is something that I would probably keep for myself. These are going to be displayed in my house because they turned out so well. These are plaster of Paris hearts. They retail online currently at a very high-end decor website for $59 each. I think that's ridiculous. We're going to make them for three. And they actually turned out much better than I thought they would. They make great, sculptures, bookends, whatever you want to use them for. But this is just a styrofoam heart, and it is covered in plaster of Paris. You can color your plaster if you want. And I did this one with just a little bit of red art paint, and it turned out pink. I
That
think
looks so cute.
aren't they? I think they're very, very elegant. They're very high end looking,
Mhm.
last throughout the year, and they're extremely heavy. And nobody has to know that there's inside this one is we had so much flood damage that we have a lot of construction happening in our house right now. So we have the blue board insulation everywhere. So this is blue board inside these hearts.
Wow.
Use a styrofoam cooler, a piece of styrofoam that you have from packaging, any kind of foam works, or probably even wood would work, but that would be really heavy because
Mhm.
plaster adds so much weight. It actually surprised me. And it makes it hard as a rock. It's incredibly durable. And I'm just going to show you how to make it. This is messy. This is one of the messiest projects that I will ever present on television, just to let you know. So this is maybe not for kids to do on their own without a lot of supervision. I needed supervision myself. So I cut a piece of styrofoam, whatever size that you want to make, do that. And then plaster of Paris, maybe like start out with about a cup. And then you can kind of go from there and then just add a little bit of water. I know that there's a on the box of plaster of Paris, there is an ingredient like this much water to, but don't follow that because you want really, really thick plaster. So just
Gotcha.
add your water to the cup of plaster of Paris. And if you want in this is the time to, if you're going to color it, add in your paint right now
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
add in a dot at a time until it becomes the color that you want. I might have just added a little bit too much water, but just keep stirring, 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 and it's going to thicken up. I'm going to show you just with a spoon. It's kind of like you want it a little bit thicker than pancake batter, like
Gotcha.
not as much as biscuits, but not as thin as pancakes. If you
Gotcha.
cook. And then once you're there, I may just add a little bit of paint to show you.
Just for fun.
And so what it's going to do is as I'm stirring, and I'm going to try to show
Oh, look at it.
you see that,
Yeah.
and it just becomes it's kind of like a tie dye,
Yeah. That's cool.
and you can stir until it's tie dye, and then it will kind of look tie dye, or you can stir it completely like I did with this one, and it becomes pink. We're just going to go with the tie dye. So then I'm going to just dip in on one side this, and then I'm going to hold this up. This is so messy. So what you want to do is just dip it in your bowl and let the plaster cover it. But I'm going to show you just for TV's sake what one side looks like. So that's,
Whoa.
and then you would just flip it over and dip it again. Let it sit just for a minute because styrofoam is so porous that it will, absorb.
Absorb. Yeah.
That's what you want. And then just kind of dip the edges.
That looks so good, Julie.
Hmm?
Now, I've never worked with this material before. Should people potentially wear gloves if they don't want to have to, scrub it off their hands, or does it come off your hands fairly easy if you just give it
It's
a
kind of
wash?
it's kind of like chalk. In fact,
Oh, okay.
I've used plaster of Paris to make chalk for children before, so that's kind of what it is. And I'm just going to show you
Look at that.
Kind of like a cement product. So it's gonna give you the texture. The thicker the plaster, the more texture that you have. So just add little bits of water at a time because you want that thick kind of bumpy whatever
Gotcha.
look. And then I'm just gonna hold this up. And that's what it looks like. Set it off to the side for at least overnight to let this dry. These took about a day to fully dry. So
Okay.
it will set quickly, but it's not going to completely, dry from the inside out. It's going to take about 24 hours.
Now, in our last minute or so together today, Julie, I'm noticing on the white ones that there's actually a little stand. How'd you add that?
So what I did, and I'm just going to show you, that is the bottom of a jar of garlic because I share everything. I'm such a hoarder with jars and lids. But so I just put a garlic lid on the bottom, and then when I set it upright to dry, I just put it down on the garlic lid, and then the excess just covered the lid.
Easy
That,
peasy.
that was simple.
That's
But you
simple.
could use mason jar lids. You could use a little round piece of wood if you had it, whatever you have, and just you may want to just put a little bit of the plaster on the bottom to act like glue, and then set the heart on it. But it dries upright and just fine.
Gotcha. And something viewers just to keep in mind, the weight of what these are going to be. So make sure you're using a sturdy
Something,
lid,
yeah,
nothing too fancy.
something that's at least, well, garlic jar size or that, because anything smaller is not going to be it's not going to be as steady as you want it to be. That's a great
Gotcha.
question.
Now, Julie, where can people go for more information like this and to maybe browse some of your other Valentine's Day DIY projects?
We have tons of Valentine's Day ideas right now on effortlessgirl.com or Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the Effortless Girl.
And as always, we're going to make sure all the links that you need to connect with Julie, to get materials lists, step-by-step breakdowns, everything is going to be available on our website, 9and10news.com after the show today. Julie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.